So it's been a while since I've done one of these things, and that is talking about the preview pages Boom Studio puts out for the latest upcoming Power Ranger comic issues. This time we're talking about Go-Go Power Rangers 22, and they've released the first 4 pages for us to preview, and let's talk about them, because I wasn't going to talk about them, and then I went over the dialogue, and the dialogue is something very, very interesting. Now, I'll be going over this in my review in more detail, but let's talk about what they go over in this preview page. So in this preview page, we open up 9 months after Arrival Day, and I'm guessing when this is taking forth, if you look at the conversation, and you have a deeper look at the conversation and trying to pinpoint when this conversation takes point, it is in between Green with Evil parts 4 and 5, because the Rangers are all sitting around trying to decide what to do with Tommy if they want him on the team or not. And we have some really, really interesting dialogue if they want him on the team or not. And we have Billy saying strength in numbers and the remarkable Dragon Sword. We have Kimberly saying that Tommy was able to take down all 5 of them, like we saw when he first arrived in Green with Evil, plus she says Tommy's a bit of a victim here. And then we have Zach. Zach has the most interesting bit of dialogue in these preview pages because he talks about when Rita offered him the coin. Now, Zach has never brought this up with the team in the comics thus far. He never brought it up in Go-Go, he never brought it up in Mighty Morphin. He brought it up in Mighty Morphin to his Shattered Grid self, where he said once this is all over he's going to tell the team about it because they both kept it a secret for this long, I believe. And this is very interesting for Sinner or Ryan to bring it into the comics talking about it, because I thought Zach would never bring it up, and a lot of people do say in my comment section that when is Zach going to bring it up, when is Zach going to bring up this moment, and he kind of blurts it out in this flashback in Arrival Day. And I know that it kind of, like, people are going to debate, does it ruin the continuity, does it not ruin the continuity? Yes and no, because after Shattered Grid hit the big reset button on the Power Ranger universe where they just wiped out Shattered Grid from existence, that they would, like, Zach would be able to bring it up in something like this. I'm trying to say, like, I'm trying to, like, play devil's advocate on the good and the bad on this situation, but I'm surprised Zach brought it up, but I didn't think he'd bring it up in this flashback, so it sort of caught me off guard when I read it. But it's cool that Zach is finally bringing it up in like a flashback like this, but I didn't think he'd bring it up with the team, because no one really stops and says, Zach, they offered you, like, Rita offered you to join her team, because it's sort of in the midst of a team meeting and no one switches the conversation to Zach. It just focuses on the whole Tommy stuff. So I'm wondering if Zach will bring it up to Tommy again, like in Necessary Evil where he was made that offer. Who knows? But it's really cool that that whole flashback in issue 5 of Mighty Morphin was brought up once again. So in this After Arrival Day flashback in the preview pages, the last bit of dialogue we get in this flashback is Billy saying, if we break Tommy free, is he going to be on our team? And that's the last bit of dialogue we get in this flashback. So, like I said, this flashback is probably taking place right before they go fight Tommy in Green with Evil part 4 or 5, I'm guessing just before part 5 starts, because they're trying to discuss the battle plans, how they're going to save Tommy. And it's an interesting bit of dialogue because that last line, if we break Tommy free, is he going to be on our team? And we know that the whole different outcomes and the whole different split universe and Power Rangers, where in the Shattered Grid universe, Tommy ran away and he became Lord Dracon. And then we've got the Tommy we all know and love where he shook Jason's hand and he became Tommy Oliver, that we all know and love as the Green Ranger, White Ranger, Red Zeo Ranger, and so on and so on. So it's a really interesting bit of dialogue because that last line can go down several ways depending on where this flashback is going to continue, because I get the feeling that in issue 23 it's going to tell a different story for, like, during the Green with Evil stuff, like right after they finish Tommy off and break the mind control. So it's sort of teasing, like, will Tommy join the team or not? Now, I'm not going to talk much about the present day stuff in this preview page because it's mostly Jason fighting the Blue Emissary, and it's only 1 page, and before we can get an answer about what's going on, that's where the preview ends. So I'll dive more into it once I get into my review, once I do my live reaction to the issue itself. So if you want to see my live reaction or my review, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new and turn on the notification bell. Anyway guys, what are your thoughts on these preview pages, and do you have any predictions for Necessary Evil coming up in the nearby future? Tell me in the comment section down below, I'd love to hear them. But anyway guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the near future. Thanks for watching, take care.